In a small village, nestled under tall green hills, there lived a little pig named Palkó. Palkó was curious and full of energy, always dreaming of adventures beyond the village. He loved listening to stories about brave heroes, hidden treasures, and mysterious forests. His mother often warned him, "Palkó, the world outside our village can be dangerous. Be careful and always remember to be clever, not just brave." But Palkó's heart was full of courage, and he longed to explore. One sunny morning, Palkó packed a tiny backpack with bread, cheese, and a small water flask. He kissed his mother goodbye and promised to be careful. As he stepped out of the village, he noticed the forest looming ahead, its tall trees swaying gently in the breeze. On the edge of the path, an old owl perched on a branch. "Where are you off to, little pig?" asked the owl, his golden eyes blinking slowly. "I'm going to explore the world, Mr. Owl," said Palkó proudly. "Remember," said the owl, "the forest is full of tricky wolves. Be clever and always trust your heart." Palkó nodded, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. The forest was darker than he expected. The sun barely reached the mossy ground, and the air was filled with the scent of pine and earth. Palkó walked carefully, listening to every sound, a rustle in the bushes, the distant call of a bird, the trickling of a tiny stream. Suddenly, from behind a large oak tree, a hungry wolf appeared. "Ha ha, today, little pig, you will be my dinner," it growled. Palkó's heart raced, but he remembered the owl's words. "I must be clever," he thought. Palkó grabbed a piece of bread from his backpack and threw it toward the wolf. The wolf lunged at it, and while it was distracted, Palkó ran deeper into the forest, weaving between the trees and jumping over roots. His tiny legs carried him as fast as they could. After running for what felt like hours, Palkó stumbled upon a small moss-covered cottage. Smoke curled from its chimney, and flowers grew in colorful clusters around the door. Inside lived an old, kind witch with bright, twinkling eyes. "Hello, little pig," she said warmly. "What brings you to my home?" "Wolves are chasing me," Palkó explained, his voice trembling. The witch smiled and handed him a tiny golden whistle. "Blow this if you are ever in danger," she said. "It will call the forest creatures to help you." Palkó thanked her and continued his journey, clutching the whistle tightly. As he left, the witch called out, "Remember, courage alone is not enough. Cleverness and kindness will keep you safe." Further into the forest, Palkó came to a swamp. The water was dark and murky, and thick reeds grew all around. He needed to cross, but the ground was slippery. Suddenly, a second wolf appeared, blocking his way. Thinking quickly, Palkó remembered a story his mother had told him about clever pigs. He spotted a fallen tree nearby and pushed it into the water, creating a shaky bridge. With careful steps, he crossed the swamp while the wolf slipped and splashed into the mud. Palkó laughed quietly to himself and continued on his journey. As evening fell, Palkó reached a sunlit clearing. He thought he was safe, but then, from the shadows, the first wolf reappeared, this time with a pack of friends. "You cannot escape us," it growled. Palkó's heart pounded. He took a deep breath and blew the golden whistle. Instantly, birds, squirrels, and even a family of deer appeared, creating chaos in the clearing. The wolves yelped and ran away, confused and scared. Palkó smiled, feeling a mix of relief and pride. "I did it," he whispered to himself. When Palkó returned to the village, the sun was setting. painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. His mother ran to him, tears in her eyes. "I was so worried," she said, hugging him tightly. "But look, Mother, I survived, and I even helped myself cleverly," Palkó said, showing her the whistle. From that day on, Palkó became known not only as a brave little pig, but also as a clever and kind hero. He shared his stories with all the village children, inspiring them to be brave, clever, and kind in their own adventures. And so, children, the story of Palkó teaches us that being brave is important, but clever thinking, kindness, and asking for help when needed are just as valuable. Courage alone may not be enough, but a clever heart and a kind soul can overcome any challenge.